Hey, how's it going there, folks? Welcome back here to a Thursday. It is the Earthmaster here. January 9th, 2025 is the date, 10:59 a.m. California time here. Latest activity here on the Earthquake 3D Globe shows a 3.3. Somewhere out here in the green flag. There's got to be a green flag somewhere hiding out here. As far as larger scale activity overnight, a little bit of movement stirring up down there across the Middle America Trench with the, looks like a 5-pointer. Originally a 6-pointer coming in there to the area of El Salvador. 5.8 to be exact there in terms of that magnitude. 58 miles deep here into the southern end of the Middle America Trench. This is a region that had a little bit of larger activity here recently, including that 6.2. As far as the states go, latest activity. Texas oil fields still getting hit out here, West Coast. Watching a little bit of movement up here across Northern California. This area has been picked up a little bit in terms of elevated activity. 3.9 yesterday and a bunch of other 2s as well. That follows a tremor event that was stirring up here underneath the area of the Cascadia yesterday. Today, we'll check that. We'll have to wait a little bit later to check out the tremor count number, but things starting to stir back up out here across the area of the southern end of the Cascadia subduction zone. So keep an eye on that. The rest of inland Northern California, pretty quiet there. Bay Area, outside of San Francisco, a little small microquake this morning. A little 1.9, nothing big going on there. There across the San Andreas Fault from yesterday, 3-pointer. Extreme Southern California here, got some big-time fires still. We'll do a quick update on that towards the end of this update video. Nothing major going on down here today. In fact, everything is pretty much below the 2.5 threshold. There's that 2.8 from yesterday. Aside from that, generally small microquake activity out here with really nothing of any major interest here along the San Andreas Fault. Inland western Nevada here, getting some further movement, but really nothing spectacular going on there for now. Up in Yellowstone, super volcano, things look pretty quiet. Only a handful of smaller quakes in the area. Some movement over here across Nevada, near Montana, Nevada. I would hope Nevada didn't get that close here to Yellowstone. Ones and, it looks like a little swarm of ones out here around Lima, Montana. Aside from that, let me give a quick glance here at the Yellowstone overview, see if we got anything of interest out here. Not a whole lot in terms of local seismic activity there. There's the 6-pointer that came in earlier this morning, a couple hours ago in the El Salvador area. That earthquake did show up quite nicely on some of the seismograph stations. And yes, those large earthquakes can show up like this, even though it's thousands of miles away down here from Yellowstone across the Middle America Trench. These earthquakes, they send off vibrational frequencies there, and picked up on some very sensitive equipment called a seismograph station. Further out and about here, Texas oil fields, as I mentioned there, stirring back up. Got some snow out there around Dallas-Fort Worth area. Goodness. St. Louis, Missouri area, a little 2.3 from yesterday. Nothing big going on across the New Madrid seismic zone there for now. Fairly recent earthquake out here in Hawaii. That was going to be our latest earthquake there at 3.3. Somehow well, that's a little odd. 3.3 in Hawaii and a 3.3 over there across the Nepal area. Let's go ahead and see what we got going on here across this region. Another 4.4 coming in Nepal area early this morning. Been watching this region here recently. A lot of back and forth here between movement where that 7-pointer struck and areas up north. So things are still quite amplified here across the plate boundary. It is a major region that can see some big-time large earthquakes. There's the 7-pointer that struck here just a couple days ago, 7.1. That's so far the largest earthquake of 2025. Let's see what else we have here across the region. Nothing major going on. Another earthquake here across the Camano Ridge, 4.1 at the southern end. Still got my eye on this area right about here. It's got some potential for some larger scale activity. And getting a handful of quakes there in the last couple days. A lot of deeper movement here across the Izu Trench recently. Really nothing of any major adjustment following all that deep activity, but we'll continue to watch that. Down south here across New Zealand, some threes stirring up across North Island area. I think the White Island area shot off a little volcanic ash emission here recently. Let me see what we got here. I was going to cover that last night, but I've just been so busy here on my end. Still trying to get all these these decals and pins loaded up here into envelopes and send those out to the ones that requested them. I was going to try and get them off earlier this week, but I just, man, the plate's pretty full right now, but we are working on that, so those will be sent off. Let me see here for New Zealand area. Well, this was 2 weeks ago. Still got the Wakari and the White Island area seeing a level 2 moderate to heightened volcanic unrest. That's going to be this area right here. They're stating that an eruption may occur at any level. Levels may not move in sequence as activity can change rapidly. Let's see, where's our view? Yeah, it still looks like there's a little bit of volcanic gases there, and maybe some ash emissions there kicking off as well. Really nothing of any major interest out here right now. Let's see if we got anything on the drums. A couple smaller earthquakes showing up here around that area. Taupo supervolcano, pretty quiet. Look at the earthquake drums here across North and South Island area. Couple earthquakes, but really nothing of any major interest out here. It is obviously a major plate boundary, so they're going to see earthquakes on any given day. Some threes out there in the last 24 hours. Deeper activity returning to the, this is outside the Vanuatu region here, into that subduction zone. Pretty deep earthquake showing up on the map. Nothing there from the USGS model, though. Got an older quake there, but they haven't got that 4.5 yet. That super deep one. Let's see here. Alaska, really nothing major going on up there in terms of earthquake activity. Ethiopia rift boundary, a lot of older movement there from yesterday. And let's go see what's going on here across Hawaii real quick. Real quick here. I'll get out of there. A lot going on in the Southern California Wildfire Department. Goodness, that's just pretty crazy. Still seeing all the videos that are coming from that region. The volcano is currently not erupting. That's Kilauea Volcano there on the Big Island. Continued summit inflation and an uptick in earthquake activity over the past week suggests an increasing amount of magma is being stored beneath the summit area. So that will show up quite nicely on the deformation data here. Let's see if we can spot that. Yeah, here we go. There's the pause in the eruption back on the 3rd or 4th. Since then, we've been going up quite nicely, but really not as much as what we had seen before. This was the couple of the previous levels there. So we're still a little bit low, but we are rising slowly, which, as I mentioned there, is a key indicator of magma being stored beneath the area. I'll check out the summit webcam here real quick. Here's the most recent region here of the Kilauea eruption in the past couple of weeks there. Little pause, but obviously some volcanic gases seeping up. A new area back over here that's been that way a couple days now. So we could see something return to this sidewall area here in the near future. We'll definitely keep an eye on that. Let's see here. Anything else going on for earthquake activity? It looks pretty, it's active, but nothing big happening yet. Let's check out space weather here, see what's going on. Then we'll look into the fires. Things are fairly stable in terms of the current flaring. 3947 there has taken a little back seat in terms of the complexity model. I'm glad to have this back. Definitely have some high value here in terms of discovering the complexity of sunspots. Still a little area right around this center of the core that may harbor some M flare activity, but generally it looks like things are degrading with that sunspot. Got an area over here as well that may looks like it's starting to develop. That's going to be well, this is from last night, so if you look at this image compared to the most recent image, this area has grown. It is not named yet, but it looks like it's grown quite rapidly there since last night. And of course, got to watch those ones that start to grow like that, but really nothing of any major space weather news going on. Nothing major in terms of aurora activity. Things pretty quiet across the board. Look at the next 5 close approach asteroids here to the planet Earth, and as you can see, there's only 3. Next 5, that makes 3. How does that work? Let's see here. We'll go to spaceweather.com. They have a decent close approach list here as well. A lot of that from early January. Here we are, January 9th. Really nothing major coming in that I can see. Otherwise, this would be lit up in a darker red color. Quite a bit. A lot of large asteroids, but to me, it looks like it's all fairly safe there in terms of the monitored ones. All right, let's go ahead and check out fire weather activity here real quick from the Watch Duty app. Still got the big fire down here across the area, Malibu, Palisades, right? Palisades. I think that's the correct pronunciation. Beautiful homes that were down here. A lot destroyed, unfortunately. That's sitting at 17,000 acres burned. A lot of the region of Malibu as well. Winds are, they're still kicking up and still pushing that fire a little bit further deeper towards the Malibu beach area. And that's, I don't know if we got any containment on it. Let's see. Camera's going to be offline, obviously, because they got overran by the fire. 0% containment as of right now here on this update video. This was 2 minutes ago, it looks like. Still a very active area in terms of wildfire. Hearst fire still burning up here. That's got 10% containment on it. The Eaton fire, the other big one here, 0% containment, over 10,500 acres burned. And that's another pretty significant area. Camera here looks like it's it looks like that fire is very nearby, near this wildfire. So let's take a look here at the windy map, see what we got for current wind speeds there across the area. Hopefully this will die down and give the firefighters a chance here to catch up and get these fires under control. I know quite a few areas, I think even outside of California, are sending in attack teams that can help fight the fire, and that's what we need. I know a lot of firefighters from up north here in Northern California headed down that way to jump in on the action. Current wind speeds up around the let's see, what's the name of that? Let me go back here real quick, see if I can find that. There's just been so many fires here, it's hard to keep track of them all. The Eaton fire, still quite windy up there, as you can see on the map. Outside the Pasadena area, got wind gusts up in the mountains there, 48, 50 miles per hour in certain areas. Around the Malibu area, not so much, but we still have that little east wind, it looks like, pushing things further along the coastline. That, is not going away. In fact, it looks like a little bit later on this afternoon, things start to pick up in terms of wind out here. looks like maybe Friday. Well, even the weekend here looks like we got a return of some wind. So it's just, unfortunately, these things, this time of year here, we can produce quite a few of these strong wind events. Nothing like what we've seen here. It's not common to see all that recently. What we just had. Looks like maybe another event coming up here early next week. That is not good. That looks very similar to the wind event that we just had. Maybe not quite as strong, but as far as coverage goes. So hopefully between now and then they get everything under control. Otherwise, this could take off again. But yeah, there's definitely been some interesting fires out here, just starting up seemingly out of the blue. As far as yeah, they got quite a bit of snow over there. I want to see if Texas road cameras. Check out the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I'm sure it's snowing out there. I've seen a couple different images. Pretty crazy. It just goes to show you how high pressure out here across the West Coast can influence the weather east of the Rockies. A lot of cold air coming down. Well, there's looks like a dusting on there. Either that or it's starting to melt. Could be that it's melting. I know Oklahoma up there has a little bit more. Anyway, let's check out the extended model as we put this into motion. See what we got. That's gonna eventually get out of here. So you don't have to worry about driving in the snow too much. I don't really mind it. When we get snow around here. I'm just looking here at the extended model, and I'm just in shock that this pattern is consisting here. It's just a massive high pressure ridging out here across the West Coast. That bringing in a lot of cold air across the majority of the country east of the Rockies there. And I don't see anything changing in the forecast here all the way out almost to the end of January. Not a drop of rain for California. That's, literally California. That is not good because January is one of our wetter months. It's supposed to have at least a few inches of rainfall here on average across the area. And this looks like a summertime type pattern. Not good. A little depressing here. There's an 8 to 14 day forecast directly over California. Drier than normal, below normal. Weeks 3 to 4. Now, we'll see. This shows the 18th to the 31st here. Could see a return of wet weather up north. Northern California northward, it looks like, with a strong above average across Wyoming and Montana. But we'll see. That's a ways out here. I'm definitely hopeful that things will get wet, return to a wetter pattern. All right, folks. Let's see if there's anything else I'm missing. Kind of just a neutral day out here in terms of earthquake activity. Nothing big coming in. Look at the seismograph stations there. Shows a little earthquake on the Philippines area. Let's see. A couple of small spikes there on Dinsmore, but really nothing big. And I don't see the earthquake that's just shown up on the Philippines seismos, but there's a little one over here showing up on that seismograph station. Aside from that, folks, hope everyone has a good day. We'll catch you guys back out here a little bit later on this evening. Stay safe, and we'll chat with you guys soon.